This is a continuation of yesterday's vlog. I'm still on my way home. Over the last probably 6 months, I keep every once in a while I get a comment saying, "What's up with the dislikes?"
Well, I was waiting for Ken to make a video on this subject because this is something that Ken used to complain about all the time. And I'm sure when YouTube made the policy to get rid of viewers being able to see the number of dislikes, he was so happy because the only way that he could do it before was to not show it. And YouTubers that did not show the number of dislikes they got were usually met with skepticism and some vitriol from their viewers because they wanted to know what they were trying to hide. If you are making such amazing content, why do you have to hide when you're getting, essentially a form of constructive criticism?
And the first couple times I got it, I'm like, "What's up with the dislikes?"
Well, right on cue, Ken has a hat on this time, so he can't scratch his forehead, but he shifts his hat around to essentially do the same thing. Again, this is a tell that Ken has that he's about to spew out some sort of lie about the whole dislike situation that some viewer on his channel asked him about. Whether or not that's accurate, who knows? But this is sort of the same thing that we see Donald Trump do. "Oh, somebody came up and told me something, and I just have all the answers, but I told them that I gotta try and figure it out first because I'm not really sure."
So I would check on YouTube on my channel. I'm just going to accelerate a little bit more. It's going to be too slow. Love my cruise control.
Yeah. See, he can't even, keep on the topic without getting distracted by something that he has to do. He loves to just push buttons and then say, "Oh, sorry, I gotta change something. I gotta do something because, oh, wow, I'm going too slow." And then he takes a moment, does a cut, and gets back into whatever the hell he was trying to talk about in the first place.
I'd get those comments every once in a while. "What's with the dislikes?" And I think originally I would go to my YouTube analytics, check the dislikes, and I'm like, let's say it was 1,000 and there'd be 50 to 100 dislikes. Okay, so that's not what's wrong with those dislikes.
50 to 100 dislikes? Oh no. I just love how he lowballs the number. He knows that he gets way more than that, especially when the dislikes used to be shown by YouTube before they made this policy change. On his live shows, he easily got well over 100 dislikes just while he was streaming live. So why he has to deflate the numbers and make it sound like he doesn't get, very many dislikes, that he has videos that are, in the 90 to 95% range of likes to dislikes, is typical Ken, embellishing his numbers. And let's also not forget to mention that Ken hated when he got dislikes, and he never used them the way that other YouTubers would, as constructive criticism that, "Oh, maybe I'm doing something wrong. If this many people are hitting the thumbs down button, maybe I should change or inquire about what I'm doing that could garner, more thumbs up." He just doesn't take the time to give a shit.
It's going to happen. So I'd comment back to them saying, "What's with the dislikes? What are you seeing?" First of all, you can't see the dislikes. And they're like, "Well, we've downloaded an app or a plug-in to their browser, and they're saying that the likes to dislikes is 50-50. So 50% likes, 50% dislikes." I'm like, "Well, what are you seeing?" He says, "Well, it's telling me that you have 1,000 likes and 1,000 dislikes. I'm like, well, it's not right.
Well, there's the first lie. It can't be right, Ken. Well, let's go onto my channel and see just how many likes to dislikes there are. My videos reacting to you used to be in the, 90 to 95% range. They've dipped down to the high 80s because a few of your viewers did not take too kindly to us, reacting to your content and giving you grief. I honestly don't care because I know that the dislikes are just coming from you on, your various sock accounts, or as I said, your viewers that are doing it just because they want to kiss the ring or kiss your ass. So on my the Atlas fat ass strikes again in Harvey's and Tim's stuff Ken Domik in a not so beautiful way. You can see that I have 131 likes to 7 dislikes according to the browser plugin that I have. So let's compare that to the analytics page for my videos. Okay, where's the stealth? Oh, did I pass it? There it is. The Atlas Fat Ass. Premiered January 4th, 2021. So just over 3 years ago. What does it say on YouTube? My analytics say that I have 130 likes to 8 dislikes. So 130 to 8. 131 to 7. It's one off on each of those numbers. Interesting. Now we're on the Ken Domik is a bad actor in What Have You Done to Me, Harveys? Can Ken actually read? It says that I have 134 likes to 19 dislikes according to the plugin. Back to my analytics page, scroll up. There we go. Ken is a bad actor. Video that premiered on February the 14th, 2021. 134 likes to 18 dislikes, according to the YouTube analytics, the actual analytics. So 134 to 18. Look at that. It's one off on the dislikes. I have one more dislike according to the plugin. And now for the third time, just to say that we looked at a few videos, I went to my Making a YouTube Monster, the KBD Productions TV Horror Story, Episode 1, Hypocritical Criticism. This was actually the first video I ever edited for the channel, but wasn't the first one that I put up. I decided to go with it because it's the most viewed video I have, so it has the most likes, and it says that I have 288 likes to 108 dislikes on this particular video, according to the plugin. So let's go to my analytics, and I have to go to, let's make it show 50 per page, so I only have to go to second. Making a YouTube Monster. Oh, copyrighted because of your poutine song. How much money did that ever make for you? Premiered May 31st, 2020. 288 likes to 101 dislikes. 288-101. 288-108. So this time it's given me 7 more dislikes according to the plugin. So I think it's pretty clear that the plugin is fairly accurate. It might have a few more likes or dislikes one way or the other, but it's not something that's majorly out of the realm of possibility. So I'm fairly sure that it's accurate for your videos. So I've opened up 3 videos from your channel just to see what it says for the plugin. So for your Red Lobster Part 2 video, that was your most recent video, it's showing 1,781 likes to 2,133 dislikes. I don't have access to your analytics. You could easily prove or disprove this, but we know that you're not going to because you don't like to be transparent. You just like to make bullshit lies. You're eating at Golden Corral for 24 hours, Part 1, from 2 months ago. 5,925 likes to 3,447 dislikes. And finally, I picked a video from over a year ago. You're living at 7-Eleven for 24 hours in your crappy minivan. 4,107 likes to 2,831 dislikes. So, you're sitting at like, what, 50%? Well, this video is below 50%. It's probably like 40% rating. So, I think your videos are kind of on the verge of being rotten. But, they're definitely not fresh. But yeah, you want to prove us wrong? I showed you the analytics and what showed up on my videos. So come on, Ken. After showing that my analytics are fairly accurate to what the plugin's showing, I think it's pretty safe to assume that the likes to dislikes that you have on your videos are accurate, Ken. So you trying to bullshit your audience that you have hardly any dislikes is comical and just a straight up lie. You know that you've gotten a lot of pressure even from your longtime viewers who have defected from you in recent years because of the fact that you show that you only give a shit about this for the money. You have to constantly say, I do this for you. I have to go out and make this content for you. It's all about you, the viewers. When it's really about me, Ken Domik. It's about however much money you can put into your bank account so that you can go out and live the lifestyle that you want to live. You want to be rich. You want to be famous. You just want to be known worldwide. It's all about you. It always has been. You said this was a gravy train for you years ago at your CraveCon, which was a complete disaster, and that you tried to whitewash from the internet. You tried to scrape it off the internet because you don't want anyone to see what a complete fool you are. You are a disaster. You don't care about anybody but yourself.
And they're like, well, they seem to think it only happens on my channel. But I asked our awesome friend and buddy, Eric Smoke, who is from Atlanta, Georgia, and he has a channel called Smoke and Thrills. If you like roller coaster videos and stuff, he has a channel. He just became a YouTube partner. Go check him out. He's also an IT guy, so he's very savvy on all this software and browsers and all this stuff. And I didn't want to download it on my browser and then check my videos. I didn't think it would work if I did it like that.
Nah, Ken. What you really meant was you didn't want to have to do the work, so you got, someone that watches your videos to do it for you, and then you play it up that there's some IT specialist who can get to the bottom of this, who knows exactly what's going on. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't know this guy, but you're just getting someone else to do the work for you because that's what you've always done and what you will always continue to do. You don't like to put in the time or the effort, so you pawn it off on other people that will do it for free because you're too cheap to pay for people to work for you. Like other YouTubers that have editing teams or PR people or whatever the case. Not that you need PR, although honestly, it might actually help you. But then again, you don't like to take criticism at all. You get very antagonistic and very heated about it, but that's a completely different topic. As I said, it would have worked on your thing. I just showed it on mine. It's not telling you anything different because it's showing almost exactly what the YouTube analytics for my videos shows. It was off by one dislike or one like on, a couple of the videos that I showed. And then on the last one that I showed, which was my most viewed video, which has the most likes and dislikes, it is off by 7 dislikes, which is a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction. So, yeah. Let's just keep up with the bullshit, though, Ken, right?
So yesterday I asked Eric if he could do that for me and do me a favor, and he said no problem. So he downloaded, I think, 2 or 3 different plugins on his browser. I'm not sure what browser he used. And then he would look at one of my videos and he would tell me what that extension or app or plugin that he's using was telling him, and every single video was wrong.
If every single extension is wrong, Ken, then why won't you prove it? You could easily show your analytics page without showing any sensitive information. What, the likes and dislikes are super sensitive because you don't want people to know that the plugins are actually accurate and that you are being bombarded with dislikes? You know that this is accurate. Large companies or whatever, like Disney and Marvel and Nintendo and so on. We're talking about billion-dollar companies, multi-billion-dollar companies, were bombarded with dislikes when there was a controversy and people did what they could to show their dislike to the company. They got them where it hurt the most. If they were making money on YouTube, they hit the dislike button to say, we don't like this. So that's what people are doing to you. They aren't liking the content that you're putting out, or they're just not liking you personally because you're not taking accountability for your faults. You're just constantly passing the buck and ignoring it and hoping that it'll just go away. Calling people that are calling you out haters and trolls is not how you do yourself any favors. All it does is creates further animosity amongst even your own viewers, who then realize, hey, maybe this guy isn't as great as we thought, and they defect from you.
Whoever designed the plugin, to those of you who think that that plugin is working great and you're getting to see true dislikes, it's lying to you.
Come on now, people. Who would really be lying in this situation? The authors that created these extensions so that they could once again show everybody what YouTube was trying to hide, because YouTube was afraid that the dislikes were harming them because large multi-million, billion-dollar companies were getting bombarded with them? Or do you really think that it would be Ken Domik, who doesn't want his reputation to be proven as being a falsehood? He is just lying through his teeth to protect himself, because that's all he cares about. Ken will lie and lie and lie until the cows come home, because the moment people realize that this is true, it's just going to hurt him so much more. Why do you think his views are so down? A year ago, he was able to get to 100,000 views on his, 24-hour videos of him stealth camping. Now he puts them out, and months will go by, and he doesn't even crack 50,000 views. It's just hurting his channel, and the fact that he continues to lie is only doing more damage to himself. He doesn't understand that, though, even though we constantly harp at him and tell him that that's the case. I haven't done it for over 2 years now, but KDRC and a few other channels that have sprung up are doing it, and he just doesn't care.
And so Eric even checked his own videos, and they were all wrong.
Then I'm going to call out Smokin' Thrills, this Eric guy in Atlanta. If he wants to prove and show his analytics the way that I did, as I said, it's not going to show any sensitive information. It's not going to show how much he's making unless he goes on that screen and puts it in the screen recording. But I think Eric should prove that, by going on his videos and comparing it to what the actual analytics in his studio page does. Because now you're putting someone else in the hot seat. So Eric, come on. Ken said that you're telling him it's all lies, all bullshit. Ken won't show us the truth because he doesn't want to. So are you gonna man up and show us, or are you just gonna, kiss the ring, kiss Ken's ass, and help him to cover up? I've commented on Smoking Thrills, or Eric's latest video, asking if he's willing to essentially prove the analytics of the videos for the likes and dislikes the way that I did, so that Ken can be proven hopefully wrong by a second person. So we'll see whether or not he's willing to, help his own credibility on the platform, or if he's just going to ignore it or even delete the comment and, keep kissing Ken's ass. Unfortunately, Ken has dragged Eric into this whole mess of his own making, because that's what he does with people. He gets them to do the dirty work for him, and that way he can put the blame on other people if it comes back to bite him in the ass. It's unfortunate because it's a much smaller creator, and that's what Ken's always done. He just, gets them to do the things that he doesn't want to do, because he knows that if it backfires on him, that it's gonna hurt them and not him. I have no ill will against Eric. I just don't understand why he's willing to discredit himself or jeopardize his own credibility for Ken.
So whoever created the plugin, either they, when they're doing the code to create that plugin and make it work, they're getting that data from YouTube, but they're adding dislikes. And I'm guessing because, and it's working, they're making people question, well, how do you know that there's dislikes? How do you know this? And then they would say, well, I've got this extension, I got this plugin on my browser that tells me the dislikes, but it doesn't tell you the dislike. It's a lie.
Oh, Ken, you have to really try and shovel the shit time and time and time again in this video. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's all fake. It's fake news. It's fake news. You're sounding like fucking Donald Trump. Seriously, this is the kind of tactics that Donald Trump uses, which is the same tactics that Hitler used and Mussolini and hell, I guess even Stalin. Basically, dictators that want to tell their listeners that everything they say is the truth, and anything that goes against their principles or against them is an absolute utter lie, a fallacy. To what end do these coders that created the plugin, to what end would or purpose would it be to fake the numbers the way that you're saying that they're doing? Like, it makes zero sense. I don't know how you even believe that lie. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm not trying to get political by mentioning, Donald Trump or Hitler or other dictators, but I'm just trying to emphasize exactly how extreme Ken is being on this topic. He could easily just show the analytics in his studio page, but he won't do that.
Again, the person who created the plugin made it so that it would tell you the truth on the likes, because you can obviously see the likes on YouTube. So if I had 1,000 likes, it's going to tell you that it's 1,000 likes. But since you can't see the dislikes, they lie to you and say there's 1,000 or more dislikes. So Eric checked a bunch of videos on my channel and we compared notes. Every single dislikes to likes ratio was wrong using the plugin. Then we went over to my vlog channel, and I think the video that we just did, the carnivore, making the carnivore dinner, the rib roast, I think at the time it said 410 likes to, let's say, 50 dislikes.
So Numbnuts finally posts a bit of useful information here from his analytics page. So it's showing 444 likes to 82 dislikes. I'm assuming that is a screenshot from the plugin and not from the actual analytics. So if that's the case, 444 likes is what he's showing from his analytics page for the video, but it's saying that the video has an 84.4% rating, which would mean that 15.6% is basically 70 dislikes. So I guess perhaps it's off by, a handful of dislikes from the plugin, which is what I showed on mine. I guess maybe the higher the number, it might be off by, a few more. But Ken just proved himself wrong. Way to go, dipshit.
On my end. And Eric said on his end, with using the plugin, it said 410 likes. Of course, it doesn't want to lie about that. To 500 dislikes. If I was getting that many dislikes on both of my channels, like 50% likes to 50% dislikes, I'd be getting way more criticism in the comments than I do.
Now, as I'm much more honest than Ken will ever be, do I really think that he has a 50-50 split on the likes to dislikes? Probably not. He did put up 2 screenshots on the video that I clipped a couple of minutes ago, where it showed that he had 444 likes to 82 dislikes according to the plugin. It did confirm that he had 444 likes in the content page of the Google Analytics. However, it showed that that video had an 84.4% rating, which means that there was a 15.6% of dislikes. That would put it at like 70 dislikes. So going to that video now, it shows that there's like 544 likes and like a heck of a lot more dislikes. I don't remember what it was, but it was obviously much more than 70. But even if that's like a one-off or, you know, on multiple videos, the problem is that Ken doesn't take those 70 dislikes as, you know, feedback that he can use to better his channel. He sees it as people just hating on him. And then he talks about the comment section, about there being, you know, that there should be much more negativity there. The problem is that we all know Ken would ban people that didn't just completely agree with whatever he had to say in a video. If you know, said something that wasn't even remotely critical of him, that just was something that he didn't 100% agree with, banned, you're gone, the comment's gone, you're never allowed to post on his channel again. It's, you know, misleading of Ken to say something like that. I don't do that nonsense on my channel because I want to show that the viewers that are coming over from Ken's videos that are, you know, spewing hatred in a lot of cases, as long as they don't tell people, like members or viewers of my channel to hurt themselves, or that, you know, that they should die or something of that nature, as long as it's directed at me and doesn't cross a line, then I let it stay. As, you know, as long as they're not putting personal information by doxing other people that aren't me, or even me, I'm not going to let someone dox me, then I let it stay, because all it does is shows that Ken would allow his members to spew nonsense like that.
I get way more love in my comments than I do criticisms and hate and whatever, negative comments. So if I was getting 50-50, I'd be getting way more negative comments and stuff. So
it's just as I said a moment ago, Ken, you completely remove anything that you consider to be negative, even if it's not negative. So you pissing and moaning and saying that you get only love and no hate, that's because you are whitewashing your channel comments. You've been doing it for years. You probably have one of the worst lists for words that are, you know, will automatically get a comment banned. So don't go around saying that you only get love and praise, because if that's the case, the only reason why it appears that way is because you have it set up to show that appearance.
So if you think the plugins are telling you the truth, they're not. They're lying to you. And I'm guessing they're lying to you to create drama and make people download their app, which hopefully now you guys will know all those apps are lies. They whoever created them, it's not Google, it's some guy, it's some person, could be a girl, but chances are it's some guy who created the plugin to make it look like everybody's getting 50-50 likes to dislikes. And if you don't believe me, check it out yourself. Check it out with a few different creators or other friends of yours who have videos that get likes and dislikes on their channel, and you'll see that I'm telling the truth, It is wrong. They're lying to you. Don't use it. YouTube's abolished. I wish YouTube would give you the choice of having likes and dislikes, but you can't. They actually taken away all the dislikes. And but if you ever want to know the dislikes, you can ask. I can screenshot it, send it to you on any of my videos, and I don't mind.
All right, Ken, you put it out there, so I'd love to see. I'd love for you to screen record and go through your videos and let me see the percentage for all your videos on your channel. I don't care whether that takes like 10 minutes of screen recording to go through all 1,700 plus videos that you have on your main, or the big channel as you call it. Do it. Because that would prove me wrong, perhaps, or would prove the case that you have against this app or this plugin. So do it, but I know you won't, because you'll make the claim, but you'll never back it up, because you're afraid that it's going to prove that you are wrong. So I'm waiting, Ken. If you do it, and you know, it proves that you're right, I will make a video, and I will tell my channel members, not members, my viewers, that I was wrong, or that you were right to an extent with this argument. I'm not saying that it's completely accurate that you're getting a 50-50 split. I just said in my previous statement on a previous clip that's not the case. But you're still getting a fair amount of criticism with the dislikes. And the problem with this app, as I said, is it's taking historical data, but it's not going to be perfect. And it's taking into account that you used to get a fair number of dislikes. And unfortunately, I don't know why it's in some instances making the number much, much bigger than perhaps it should be. But either way, to get 70 dislikes, to have like 15%, should be alarming to you. It should be a wake-up call of you questioning, okay, what am I doing wrong? Or what is it that people don't like that I'm doing? And what can I do to make things better? Like my videos, the majority of the likes that I get that put my videos down under the 90% mark is not because it's people that hate my videos. It's because it's people that are big fans, or even you yourself on one account or multiple accounts, that are, would come in and dislike my video because obviously you don't like the fact that I'm pointing out truths that you don't want to have out there.
But again, on KBD Productions TV, I am getting an average of 90 to 90. Sorry, I'm getting an average, I'd say I'm getting an average of 90 to 95% on all my videos, likes to dislikes ratio. So again, YouTube over time has, because when you get like an army of haters attacking a creator and they're disliking all your videos because they just don't like you, and they're just trying to cause a problem, it affects a lot of YouTubers back in the day. And I know there's other reasons why YouTube took the dislike button out, because of all the the news outlets and stuff, and they're like, you know what, we don't want to see it, we don't want to see a dislike button. And I get it. And how many other social medias have a dislike button? Hardly none of them have a dislike button. They only have a like, or that's it. You either like it or you leave a comment saying what you don't like about it. So
again, even if you have a 90% ratio on your videos, if you have 1,000 likes, that means you have 100 dislikes. That's 100 people. That's 10% that are saying they don't like something that you have done or said. but you are framing it as it's just a bunch of people that automatically hate you, and that the only reason why they're disliking you is because they hate you. Perhaps that's the case for some people, but there's other people that have said that they disliked your video because of something you did or said, and that you're unwilling to change, make the necessary change to, to make things better for yourself. It's unfortunate that that's the way you think. And it doesn't matter. Well, if there was no dislike button, you say, well, leave it in the comments of what you didn't like. Again, you make it so that people that dislike you or have something constructive to criticize you on can't post because you ban them, so it doesn't show up. So you're hypocritical, Ken. If you speak with the majority of old school, we're talking about people that have been on the platform since like the early days. That doesn't include you, Ken. But like Philip DeFranco, who is someone that I've watched for a lot longer than I've watched you, he says that he actually liked the dislike button. He hated the fact that YouTube got rid of it because it would help him to get an understanding of how he could make changes if enough people were disliking the video. He used it the way that YouTube kind of envisioned. Yes, on larger channels, like I've said before, like a Disney had an issue, or Nintendo for all their copyright nonsense of going after small creators and trying to get channels shut down, kind of the way that you would. The issue was that people just got fed up with those large companies and would bombard a particular video with dislikes because that was what they had to do to get the company to actually pay attention, realize that something they were doing was not working for them and was pissing a lot of people off. And in most cases, they took the issue and they addressed it. But in other cases, they probably complained to YouTube, which then YouTube tends to care about the advertising dollars that can come from it. So they decided to get rid of it because they didn't want to have it become, part of the 24-hour news cycle. You would be in a small minority of YouTubers that don't want the dislike. You say, oh, you would show it? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't show it. If you had the option to show it again, I'd know damn well that you wouldn't, because you used to complain about it when it was shown up there, when you would do a live stream and you saw that you were getting a 50-50 split or worse on your live streams. It really negatively affected your mood. You were constantly sitting there with such a sour puss look on your face, because you knew that there was nothing you could do about it. So you would hide it if given the option. You wouldn't show it.
They don't have dislike buttons, so why should YouTube have a dislike button too? But if I had the choice right now, I would turn it on, just to show people what my ratio really is. Because KBD Productions TV is getting a very good like-dislike ratio. On my vlog channel, I'm getting about an 80 to 85% ratio over there, because I've got so many more people on my big channel that love and support me. I don't have as many people on my vlog channel, so all the trolls and haters, they have a little bit more power when they all gang up on me and want to click that little like button because they have nothing better to do. Sad, really.
See, this is what's so sad about you, Ken. You say that you'll show it and that you have no problem showing it, but then you have to make the excuse of, well, my blog channel has, only like 80 to 85%, and then you say it's because the haters and the trolls are just giving you nothing but hate, and that's the reason why that it has nothing to do with what you do or say. It's just they hate me, so they're gonna click that dislike button because they have nothing better to do. And then you go a step further, lean up to the camera with your smug ass face and say, it's sad, really. It's so sad. They're so sad that they are just miserable little trolls sitting in their mom or dad's basements, and they're giving me such dislike. Meanwhile, the hypocritical aspect is, what do you do to us? What do you do to our channels? What did you do to KDRC? What did you do to my channel? What did you do to other channels that didn't want to fight back? You copyright struck them to try and get them shut down. So you went an even bigger step further than just, posting a negative comment on a fake account so that no one would know it was you. As I said, do you not remember that you came into a premiere chat on a video that I was premiering, and on your gaming, your Ken Domik gaming channel or whatever the hell you called it, where you said you were laughing and mocking me because my channel wasn't monetized at the time and yours was? Because it all revolves around money, and that's what you think was, going to strike a nerve with me. It didn't. It only made it hilarious. I just wish that my mods at the time wouldn't have blocked you or put you in a timeout, because I would have loved to see what else you had to say, but all you seemed to care about was, I'm monetized, you're not. Ha 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 ha. Like, that's what you do. But to say it's sad, well, if it's sad that we're disliking your video, then it's fucking pathetic that you're doing the exact same thing, and you're a larger YouTuber than us. I have, just over 1,000 subscribers. You have 560 or 70,000 or whatever the hell you're at now. I don't know. I don't honestly care. I mean, am I wrong, everybody? Is it not sadder that the person that's saying that the haters and trolls that he claims are just disliking are so sad because that's, the only thing that seems to bring them joy in their day is to dislike one of his videos, but yet he does the exact same thing? Like, does Ken not think before he says something, honestly? Does he not take the time to think of how bad that's going to look or sound?
So share your thoughts on if you would love to have the dislike button back on YouTube. Does it really matter to you when you're on somebody's Instagram and there's no dislike button there? Does that bother you too? I think even Facebook, there's no dislike on Facebook as well. So either you like it or you just, I guess, leave a comment saying you don't like it.
Meanwhile, he neglects to think that YouTube is a platform where people that post their videos and content are, making money off of it. So having a dislike button is perhaps not necessary, but is ideal for some creators because it gives them an indication of whether or not something they're doing is working or not working. Instagram, yes, you can make money, but you make money off that more by getting, sponsorship or endorsement deals behind the scenes, and then you post an image with it. I'm not aware of the platform. Again, maybe I'm wrong because I don't really use Instagram, but I don't think it works the same way where, views and likes are going to get you. It's about having, that endorsement deal to, plug a product by taking a photo and tagging them and just having people see it that way. Facebook, again, you're not really making money off that platform. Yeah, I guess there are ways to do it, but it doesn't work the same way that YouTube does. So again, that logic or that argument that he's making there makes no sense. Although he's actually kind of mistaken with Facebook, because Facebook has the angry face that you can use. You can use an angry face instead of the heart button for liking or the thumbs up or whatever. So yeah, I guess you're wrong there, Ken. I just thought about that.
I think I've said this before. The people that abuse things on YouTube are the ones that cause these problems. So over the last, let's say, 6 years, the trolls and the haters all gang up on a specific person or a specific news site, and they all attack and they all do all this stuff to them, and they cause YouTube and all the news outlets to abolish the dislike button. So it's pretty much their fault, I guess.
Well, that's really smug coming from Ken. Don't you remember when you abused the copyright strike system, Ken? Huh? How many times did you copyright strike my channel? I think it was, what, 5? I got 5 strikes over like 2 or 3 periods. So it wasn't enough to get my channel banned by giving me 3 at one time. I think you gave me 2. I fought them. Then you gave me another one. I fought it. You gave me another 1 or 2. Like a couple months later, I fought those. And then you kind of gave up after you were sent a cease and desist. So, you talk about people abusing the system. You are the one that abuses the systems. You are the hater. You hate the fact that we exist, that we mock you. And really, I only started, mocking you to an extent after the fact that you tried to silence me in the worst way possible. If you have nothing to hide, then why do you have to silence somebody that's just pointing out the hypocrisy and the nonsense and the lies and everything else that you spew? If you're unwilling to make the changes, then don't make them. But it's only going to cost you in the long run. And if you don't want to hear, what you call negativity, or, constructive criticism, as we call it, then maybe you need to get a thicker skin or not be on social media if you can't handle the truth. All I've done is speak the truth.
You can't handle the truth! What? I'm working on my Jack Nicholson. You can't handle the truth!
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Back in the day when I used to watch YouTube a lot, when they had the like-dislike button, even when they had the 5-star rating back in the day, if I was to watch a tutorial and there are way more dislikes than likes, you knew right away that the tutorial sucked. But if it was an entertainment video, I never paid attention to the like-dislike ratio, because that's just people not liking the person or the content or whatever.
What'd he say? Get out of here.
Again, he makes a gibberish statement where he says, oh, well, if it's an entertainment video, and I never paid attention to the likes or dislikes. But then he goes to say that, oh, well, the dislikes just mean that people hated the content or the person. Yeah, I gotta make sure that I said the person, because that's the only reason why people are hating my channel, is because they hate me. Like, fuck off, Ken. That's not the reason why people dislike your video. Yes, some do, but the majority of people just don't like the reasons that you do stuff, or that you are lying and making up a persona that is not accurate. It's just so funny how immediately after you make your argument, you debase it and say something that goes counter to it. Like, do you not understand that you are not doing yourself any favors when you do that?
But the entertainment value of that video is subjective to each person. So if there are more dislikes than dislikes, but the video was still really cool, like, you'd wonder why. But I would still probably like their video, click the like button to try and help them out. But when it came to tutorials, that's the number one video type that I appreciated the like-dislike ratio, because it would save me time. If I need to know how to do something on my phone, I click it, and there's like, the first thing I do is look at the like-dislike, and if there are more dislikes, I knew right away that the tutorial sucked. It's not going to help me, so I'd move on to the next one. And when you had like a huge like to dislike ratio, then you knew that tutorial was a good tutorial. And especially those top comments saying, thank you very much for getting to the point. We appreciate it. Make more content. Cool. So there you go, guys. That's all I wanted to talk to you about. Obviously, these apps or plugins don't work. They're lying to you.
Yep. The liar telling you how it is. He knows bullshit. So, yeah. Believe Ken, everybody. Definitely believe Ken. As I said, it may not be 100% accurate, and it may have some issues with particular videos. But, I can actually admit that. Ken cannot admit that he has as many dislikes as he has, because Ken just thinks that the only reason why he has dislikes is because it's of, haters and trolls, which is not true.
If you don't believe me, give it a shot. Test it out yourself. Talk to you later, guys. Hope this video helped. See ya.
It really is so sad that Ken has to go to the extent of, continually lying throughout an entire blog on a subject that is as polarizing, I guess, is one way to put it, as this. We all know that Ken has hated the dislike button. He didn't like the fact that people could see how many dislikes he had. And if he had the option to turn it off, he definitely would, even though he's saying in this video a couple of times that if YouTube allowed creators to show the dislikes again, that he absolutely would. But I'm gonna hold him to his offer, where he said that he would provide evidence from his video analytics to show the likes and dislikes that he has on his videos. I asked him to film, his screen showing all the videos so that I can see the percentage, and even if I have to do all the work myself to figure out how many dislikes he actually has. Even if he is sitting at an average of 90% on his main channel, that's still not amazing, because that means that 10%, or a large portion of that 10%, aren't happy with the content that he's putting out. KDRC has pointed out in my absence how boring and lazy Ken's videos have gotten. He uses footage that doesn't need to be used. It's not even B-roll footage. It's like C-roll footage, or whatever the hell you would call it. It's stuff that he should leave on the cutting room floor. He got rid of things that he used to do in the past, where he had, multiple cameras. He still does that for you and for you, but he's pointing at the same goddamn camera. So that joke doesn't work anymore. It's because he's too lazy to have the two cameras going, because that takes more time and effort on his part to sync it up when he's editing the videos. He doesn't do research. Like, how many times, yeah, during the pandemic is perhaps not maybe the most ideal example, but we all know that he should have been staying home when the government was asking us. But I'm not going to get into that topic, because you have a lot of people that have politicized it over the course of the 3 years that we kind of dealt with it. But, you know, we saw instances where he showed up and a place was no longer open. He could have looked up their phone number, called, and found out before he got all the way down to the location. Or the vending machine. You know, why wouldn't he stop to think, oh, maybe if there's issues with people being able to go from place to place, maybe they're not going to be able to stock a vending machine. I don't know. That just seems like common sense to me, but Ken seems to lack that. I just wish that he would be transparent and not say that the only reason why he gets dislikes is because of haters and trolls. That's nonsense. It's absurd. And it's, you know, just a massive lie. That's like his big lie. I only get dislikes because of haters and trolls. Like, he might as well just get that tattooed on his forehead, because it would save him so much time. You know, he could also allow it so that people can post, you know, feedback or constructive criticism, or even just criticism in general, the way that he says that we can on his page, but he doesn't. Like, Ken, if you're gonna say that, go into your channel and unblock me, like, or unban me. Make it so that I can post on your video. I'm not gonna say anything nasty. I'm not gonna call you names and belittle you and whatever you seem to think, but I'm going to point out the fallacies in your statements. And I know that you hate that, so I don't foresee you making it so that my comments will show up on your page, because to you see that as free advertising for me and my channel. Like, it's absurd. At any rate, I know this is another long video, and I apologize for that. As I said in the last one, I have a lot to say clearly, and it seems that I've picked a couple of videos that I have very strong opinions about Ken's lies. But if you made it this far, I thank you for, again, watching. And I know in the last video I didn't ask, but, you know, if you could like, subscribe if you haven't, you know, let others know about the channel to help us get back to where we were, I'd really, really appreciate it. And I guess until next time, this is KDDE signing out. Be well, and have a good one.